What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam and welcome back to another movie review. And today we are talking about 2026's The Wrecking Crew, now streaming on Amazon Prime, from director Angel Manuel Soto, who I know from his work on Blue Beetle back in 2023. And if you guys haven't seen that DC movie, Blue Beetle is awesome and so funny, and with the George Lopez in there as his uncle. So funny. That movie's great, and I hope Blue Beetle is one of those characters that ends up getting dragged into James Gunn's new DCU instead of, doing a whole new Blue Beetle. He's one of the few characters that can get dragged right over into James Gunn's new DCU and not really have any connections to the previous iteration of the universe, you know what I mean? And yeah, the director here working out in Hawaii with Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista, who are playing Johnny Hale and James Hale, stepbrothers, half-brothers, because his father was like, sleeping around and had kids with one wife and then had kids with another wife, so they have the same dad, different moms. And his father was a private investigator and gets killed at the beginning of the movie, which looks like it's a hit and run, but something bigger's going on here. So it's more of like a mystery whodunit, like, was this really a hit and run, or was it something bigger going on? And was there Yakuza involved, and Hawaiian cartels and all types of shit going on, and greedy white guy named Klaus Bang, I believe is his real name. But then like Tamora Morrison's in there, and like maybe a more shady character than he seems. And I like Tamora Morrison. He's Boba Fett in Star Wars, and Jango Fett in the earlier Star Wars movies. But Jacob Batalon in this movie as well. I know him from playing like Ned Leeds in Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, but Jacob Batalon is so funny in this movie playing Pika, and he's just like swearing his ass off the whole movie. And like, some people probably won't like this, but if you're just looking for like a dumb, funny movie, and just like, not necessarily dumb, because it's like, it's not so dumb that I was like, oh wow, this is such a stupid movie, but it does seem like Jason Momoa is just cussing it up and just being like this shithead brother, and then Dave Bautista's character is more of like the straight man to Jason's, funny guy, and they're both big ass dudes, so they're doing action quite well. But it's funny to see Dave, losing this weight, and now he's like 240, but still ripped at 6'4", and his stunt guy probably got to do a whole lot of stuff in this movie, because Dave, I don't think, he's did years of wrestling. I don't think he's into it for doing all of his own stunts anymore. You know what I mean? He's like, that's what stunt guys are for. They do the majority of the stunts so I don't get hurt, and then I come in to do a couple scenes where his face is going to be in the shot, you know what I mean? And same thing for Jason. But Jason's so funny because, like, he's still in great shape, but, like, he doesn't work out, and he drinks, and he eats, so he's got, like, a little bit of a gut, like, and between him and Jacob Batalon, he's, like, shitting on him for being fat the whole movie, and, like, every time Jason comes across this one fat Hawaiian in the movie, he's like, hey, what's up, fat fuck? Fuck you, like, oh god, it felt like Jason was having fun in this movie and just being himself rather than being a character, and I thought it was quite funny. They even go to Zippy's at one point, which is one of his favorite food spots in Hawaii, and now I've seen the video with him eating there, and I'm like, man, the food did look pretty damn good. I might have to go out there and try that when I'm out in Hawaii one day. My mother's always said that her dream is to get her ashes spread in Hawaii, because that's the only way she'll ever get there. And, as a son, I think I gotta get my mom to Hawaii before she dies, you know what I mean? Like, at least once. Like, but, coming from the East Coast, I'm over here in Boston. Hawaii is a rip away, like, I'm pretty sure Hawaii and Japan from Boston are about the same amount of time, like, at least a 12-hour journey. I'm spending most of my day traveling to get there. That's not the type of vacation I normally take. If I'm going to take a vacation, I want to be able to drive wherever I'm going today, get there at like 2 in the afternoon, and still, even though I traveled most of my first day, I want to be able to get there that first day and still have some you know, be able to go out to dinner, sit on the beach maybe, still have a little bit of your first day. Like, I hate when you arrive your first day on vacation and it's 10 o'clock at night and then you're like, great, I have 2 hours on my first day and I spent all of it traveling. So you just sleep your first day, you wake up late the second day because you're tired from traveling all day, and then you get like a shitty start to your vacation, you know? Like, I don't know. And I say that as somebody that doesn't go on vacations very much. I haven't gone on a vacation in 3 years, but I certainly need one. I'm burnt out, and there's so much snow here in Massachusetts. We're getting more snow this weekend. I am burnt out. Making videos every day for like the last 3 years. You might even be able to hear a snowplow outside clearing curbs right now. Obnoxious. That's good though, because that guy, I just looked and he's not even doing the sidewalks, he's clearing the roads, you know, he's making the roads wider, which in my little neighborhood here, the roads are all super tight, almost 1-lane roads at this point. So if he's widening the roads, and then we're about to get more snow again in the blizzard, they're about to call it the blizzard bomb or something like that over this weekend. So we just got like 24 inches of snow, which around here feels like a lot more than 2 feet of snow. And we're about to get maybe another 20 inches, I'm guessing. I'm so tired of snow. Anybody that got any vacation tips, let your boy know, because I gotta get the fuck out of Boston, really. But getting back into the Wrecking Crew, very beautiful. They're getting shot in Hawaii, like even the closing shots of the movie. It kind of leaves it open for maybe them to be able to do a sequel if they want to be able to do the Wrecking Crew 2, which I would not mind at all, because Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista together really did well. And this, I believe, is one of their multiple projects they've done with each other now. I think they did C. I think they might have done Chief of War maybe together, or maybe just, you know, C and then now the Wrecking Crew. But I hope they work together again. I feel like they're a good pairing. I certainly bought that they were brothers, you know what I mean? Like, and I thought it was funny that like Dave at some points, you know, like when they're in masks and all this armor and stuff, they put Dave in the sleeveless t-shirt, because it's like once they're all covered in black, you're like, all right, which one's which? It was really easy to spot. Okay, Jason's the one that's covered up and Dave's the one with the tattoos out, you know, and I like that they kept Dave's tattoos and didn't cover them all up, you know, and I hate when they do that in movies and they're like, oh, well, we could get sued over the tattoo rights. Like, if anyone sues you over what's on my skin, they're fucking out of their mind. Like, that's crazy. But one of my favorite parts in the movie is Jason Momoa's girlfriend in the movie is Morena Baccarin, who is Vanessa from Deadpool, if anyone knows, Deadpool's girl there. But Morena Baccarin is gorgeous, and he's like, God, she's such a Latina, and they're like on rocky terms the whole time, and she's like breaking up with him, but then he's out in California, and she's like, yo, you know your house is a crime scene? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, the Yakuza attacked me in Oklahoma. Come out to Hawaii, baby. And she's like, you think I am not coming? And then all of a sudden she's in Hawaii, and he's like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh my God, she's like spicy chili pepper. Ooh, chili pepper water, chili pepper water. And it was fucking hilarious, because it's just like this one little lull, and you're like, they're all talking in the minivan, and he's like, ooh, she's spicy. Yeah, she's spicy. She hot spicy. And they're talking about how sexy she is, and she's like, guys, I'm right here. And then Jacob Batalon's in the backseat next to her and goes, chili pepper water. And then they all start saying it, and go, oh, chili pepper water. She's spicy like chili pepper water. And then like Dave's driving and Jason's in the passenger seat, and you just see them both like, chili pepper water, chili pepper water, chili pepper water. And then a helicopter comes in blowing shit up behind them. There was a couple times in this movie where I was like, all right, these guys, you know, he's a cop somewhere else, he's a Navy SEAL, so they're like doing the cops' jobs, but they're totally breaking the laws. And then they're like, you know, defending themselves against these hitmen, but then the hitmen are crashing into civilians and like causing huge crashes and pile-ups and explosions and killing people, and they're just kind of like, ooh, my bad, you know, like, and they just keep going. I like that it was like a movie like that. They just like, fuck it, people die, it is what it is, we're on to the story, you know. Like, I would sit there a couple of times, I was like, god damn, they just killed so many citizens, like just normal civvies, like that's crazy. crazy. Like, but besides Morena Baccarin, Frankie Adams, Ratima Fox, you know, some of the women in here were absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Even like the bad guy's wife was voiced by Lydia Peckham. And, you know, I was really here for the women, the dudes. I mean, Stephen Root's in here as the police chief, and he's like cussing them out. Miyavin is in there as like this Yakuza guy. And yeah, they all did a pretty good job. Like, I genuinely liked this movie, and I thought it was funny. And like, sure, it's nothing crazy to write home about, but for a streaming Amazon Prime movie, like, let's think about other action movies that came to Amazon Prime fairly recently. We're talking like Heads of State with John Cena, Idris Elba. Same kind of idea, buddy cop comedy action movie. Me personally, would I want to see Heads of State or The Wrecking Crew again? I want to see The Wrecking Crew again. Heads of State was good, and I like Idris and John, but there's something about Jason and Dave in this movie and just the vibe and everything that's going on. They absolutely crushed it. And like the little synopsis here on Letterboxd, it says, they fight like brothers, they wreck like legends. And maybe that's why it's called Wrecking Crew, because of just how much damage they have in the wake behind them, you know what I mean? But then it says, estranged half-brothers Johnny and James reunite after their father's mysterious death. As they search for the truth, buried secrets revealed, a conspiracy threatening to tear their family apart. Ooh, so yeah, it was interesting because their father's like a private investigator, and that's how Pika, friggin' Jacob Batalon comes into it, because he was working with their father. So then, like, you know, they're half-brothers who aren't working together but are following leads and ending up in the same place at their father's apartment. And he's like, hey, I went to an exotic shop, I found this miniature dick that's a flash drive. Like, there was some just details of this that were just so funny, man. And like, now I genuinely want to go rewatch it, you know, and it's streaming on Amazon Prime. For anybody interested, go check it out. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Overall, for me, I gave this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. About a 7 out of 10. If I had to give it a true 10 score, I'm probably giving it like a 7.5. You know, like, it's a decent 3 out of 4 stars. You know what I mean? Like, getting that 3.5, you know, like, I don't know. I think it was good. I think it could have been maybe better, but if they did a sequel to this, I will 100% be watching The Wrecking Crew, and I'm sure it's doing well already just because of how popular Jason Momoa is, but I hope people really buy into this, and with Jason and Dave together, I hope that does very well, and I'm very happy for the boys and how well this movie came out. And like, from the first moments on screen with them together, it's just hilarious. They're cussing each other out. Lots of swearing in this. You know, like, if I was maybe with the kids, maybe not a watch for them, but if they're mature, maybe they'll be fine, you know, like, I don't know. But 3.5 out of 5 stars, about a 7 out of 10, that's the score for me. I'd love to hear your score for this movie down in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. If you'd like to send me those on my other social medias, links for those down in the description below. And normally on Fridays, I do my James Bond movie reviews. Well, we're going to take a week off of that, and we're going to, just because I wanted to do a movie review for The Wrecking Crew now that that's just came out, and I think only the second 2026 movie I've seen of the year so far, you know. In January, not a whole lot have come out on streaming, I don't think. And if you guys have any other 2026 movie recommendations, please drop those down in the comment section below. And if not, I'll see you guys next Friday for another James Bond movie review. But once again, my name's Big Cam. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.